It sounds good. Yeah, you might want to pull it up in another window so you can
Do I
see.
need to turn my mic up or down
I'll
or
tell you. I'll tell you right now. The chat's pretty good about letting us know. Ready
okay?
to
How's my
install.
mic? Feels
It's good on.
good.
It's good on my end, but let me look on my Mac. But there's a lot of cool brew tubing news. There was some good content this week, and not only that, but the Brew Show hit 50,000 subscribers. Man, that's a pretty epic milestone.
That's amazing. Hey,
That's amazing.
technical question.
Yes,
I'm getting an echo.
that means your PC speakers are on. Do you have something you can turn off and just go through to the headset?
I'm in the headset. It's coming through the headset.
It's coming through the headset. So that means do you have like a built-in speaker on your computer you can disable? There's another speaker that's getting picked up. What up, Jerry Woodward? Does that make sense?
Yeah, let me see.
And I'll tell you right now. I'm good. Usually I'm the guy we have to worry about. Can you give me something?
Is that better?
It's way better, but we got to turn here. Let me turn you up now.
No. I'm getting an echo.
speaker on your computer you can disable.
Yeah, I'm getting an echo. Like it's like delayed. Maybe it's coming through YouTube. Oh, let me mute YouTube.
Yes, that's what. Yeah,
Okay.
external speakers and built-in microphones. Now let me go to. What up, Eric? What's up, dog? Okay, but you're low on my end.
I can turn up on my end if I need
No, it's on my end because if I can hear you perfectly and they can't hear you, it's on my end. Let me go to audio outputs, and this should be. We should be okay now.
Cool.
That should be good. I think we're good.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. What's up?
Sweet.
Man? Yeah, we got 8 people here. What's up, everybody? Can you guys hear us well? What's up, Creswell? Beer Quaz Nation. Hope everyone's staying warm. It finally got cold like yesterday morning. Did you guys get that in Nashville?
Yeah, dude. It was like 36 or something when I woke up.
Damn. That's cold.
But it's just, I think tonight and tomorrow are going to be the 2 coldest nights. And then it looks like it's going to be pretty beautiful the next like couple of weeks.
Weather.
Yeah, it's not much different. So it looks like it's going to be like, mid 70s, 50s at night after this little cold stretch. It's like the perfect. So I'm hoping that rolls through like December, January.
Good. Yeah, I got my dad coming into town for the first time in October.
Ever.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And he's the California bubble guy. He's been in California for 55 years, so he doesn't know that if you've been getting ripped off your whole life, you have no idea you've been getting ripped off your whole life until you come out of California. But no, this is like his first time in the South, and I can't wait for him to check it out because he definitely has like his pre-prejudices of the stereotypes and all the stuff that I kind of make fun of in the videos. But I'm stoked for that, and hopefully
he's gonna have a good time.
He's gonna have a good time
for sure.
Yeah, and the next time Kyle comes out here, I want you to come out because everybody says that Knoxville is a 2013 version of Asheville. Did you like Asheville 10 years ago?
Oh yeah, it's great.
Then
it was great 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
15 years ago. It's just kind of gritty. But yeah, I mean,
it's kind of becoming a San Francisco vibe. I've been there 4 times in the last 18 months, and I kind of see it. I can see it. You guys got a little bit more homeless than we do. I mean, there's homeless everywhere, but
there's homeless everywhere.
There's homeless everywhere.
I was in Chicago a couple weeks ago. I mean,
how was that?
It was awesome. I love Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a city I could move to for sure.
Really?
In a heartbeat. Oh yeah, I love it.
Can you afford
I've been
it?
going. Dude, Chicago is not that expensive compared to
Boston.
other big cities.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
It's the Midwest, so I have a bunch of good buddies that live there. So I've been visiting there for a long time. Since I was like 18, 17, or probably 18, 19. I almost went to college there, but.
And then you ended up in Columbus, Ohio with Kyle. And then
Athens, Athens, Ohio.
Athens, Ohio, yeah.
Which is probably the good move because I failed out of there. And it was a lot cheaper to fail out of a state school than a private school.
Oh, for sure.
So I'd still be paying those loans off.
Yeah. What up, Caleb? Chicago represent, the Synodon in the house. The Synodon, NY side of the city, super affordable and not terrible cost of living. See, that's the problem with the media is they just, people think that.
Well, they show the South Side, which,
But even
It's
like
not great.
But even like the city vibe, just to hear city, because the way you got to compare Knoxville to San Diego is you pretty much can't. But if you do, Knoxville would be like 1/20th of San Diego. So it's
In terms of size?
yeah, in terms of everything, the county, the square miles, the buildings, the breweries, it's pretty much impossible to compare. But when people were like, "What do you think of San Diego?" It's like I'm talking about San Diego, but there's like 20 cities in San Diego. The one I'm talking about is like just one spot. So if you go to San Diego, I don't know where you're going to be, but if you come to Knoxville, we're all going to hit the same places.
Because there's one place.
There's north, there's south, there's the mall out west, and there's a downtown, and there's a football stadium. Like,
Yeah.
It's just a different vibe. What's up, Will?
Well, it's just small, yeah. I mean, Asheville's small too. You're not going too many places.
Very comparable though. Very comparable. But next time Kyle comes out, I want to get you out here because I love Knoxville, man. I really love Knoxville.
I'd love to come down there. I know he has to come down to get his windshield fixed at some point. So.
Yeah, what a nightmare for that. But it gives me an excuse to see Kyle and potentially you. But we'll figure something out after Sober October's over. But yeah, I'm trying to do it.
Sober October. I've never done it.
You've never taken a month off?
I mean, I've taken years off, but
you have?
I've never taken months off.
Why'd you take years off?
Because I was a drunk.
What was the rock bottom day where you're like, I'm just done? Woke up.
I don't know. I didn't really have there wasn't anything it's just my life was a mess.
It wasn't like a DUI or a blackout.
No, it was like I failed out of college, couldn't hold a job. Was working at a car wash, drinking 40s.
All your fuck ups were stemming from alcohol.
Oh yeah, 100%. So yeah, I was sober from 21 to 23, which got me back in college after I failed out.
Okay.
And then I started drinking again when I was 23 and somehow made it through college. Graduated when I was
you had
25.
The yellow belt or the orange belt of drinking at this point? Like you weren't a white belt anymore? You kind of knew what to do a little bit better?
Yeah. I mean, I figured it out a little bit.
Yeah.
But, it's one of those things. But yeah, I've never done a Sober October.
Well, you did a sober 2 years, but...
Yeah. But that was more just by necessity to kind of get things back in order. So
not on
because when you're especially when you're young and you're drinking a lot and you have no clear path and you're young, so you're making terrible decisions.
You're spending student loan money or parents' money, so the money's not real. You didn't earn it. It's not like
that. And
that was my
case. Yeah. I mean, mine. I mean, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't have any direction. So for me, getting thrown out of school was probably the best thing because then
that was your rock bottom.
I mean, no, but I didn't stop drinking for a while after that. But that's at least it kicked me out. I came home and I had all my stuff. I had all my stuff with me. I never told my parents I showed up with all my stuff.
Your parents didn't know you got kicked out of school?
Not until I showed up for Thanksgiving break, and they were like, "Don't come back." So I had my car full of whatever, my records and, whatever few belongings I had. And, my mom was just like,
I can hear you.
She was just like, just have a job. Just have a job by tomorrow, by the end of the day tomorrow. So basically, they gave me a place to stay as long as I had a job the next day. So I got a job the next day. But yeah, I mean, it's good to take breaks, but
yeah,
I haven't done it. I mean, I don't drink a ton during the week.
You don't?
No.
I've chilled with you probably about 4 or 5 times. When we go out, you and Kyle both have one beer. And I feel like I'm the alcoholic because I'm like, let's go. Why are you nursing your bears? Let's go.
Well, you're also on vacation or out of town. Yeah. So it's different. But yeah, during the week, typically, every once last night, me and Lauren sat by the fire and I had a couple of really nice stouts. So we, had a couple of those, but pretty chill.
Adult drinking.
But during the week, it's just too hard to get up if I go out after it,
Yeah. Yeah, my hangovers are brutal.
Yeah, that's it. And what I've also started doing is just, if I'm going out for beers, not doing whiskey.
My problem. Yep. Sorry. What are you drinking? Is that a IPA? Oh,
it's a Sprite.
What up, Noah Bruin? Yeah, see, my problem with my hangovers is I pretty much just drink 2 days a week these days. Like I'll drink on the stream, and then if I get a video out and I get my 4 or 5 W-2 shifts in, and I've got a day off, my mind's made up. Like I deserve this. I can do whatever I want, you know. So I'll just go downtown. If I see a sushi place, I'll go there.
Whoa.
I'm gonna be drinking there. Go across the street. There's a ramen place. I'm gonna go there, drink there. Go see Sean, my buddies at MLB. Drink there. Oh, I met this person. I'll buy them a shot. Anything that's funny going on social media, anything on Amazon, I'm going to buy. And then I wake up in the morning and I'm just like running to Amazon to like cancel my orders or see what I posted on social media. And I take that down and I just like, fuck, man. So I get 1 or 2 of those a month, and it's they're pretty brutal. Like
dude. No, I know that
brutal.
feeling.
Like manic depression. Like if this was lasting more than a couple of days, this would be a thing. You know, like
it's
welcome to the happy hour. What are you drinking tonight? Yeah,
but I bet it's been explained to me as it's like a kind of an Irish saying. It's the fear. You wake up with the fear. Meaning like you blacked out, you don't remember what you did last night, but in your mind, everything you did was terrible, and you know everyone hates you. Yeah, and you know it's just summed up as the fear. You just wake up with the fear, and I think that's a good way to state it. Yeah, because you wake up feeling like a terrible person and hungover. Do I have to
apologize to somebody? That's
right. Yeah. Right. Exactly. So yeah, I've tried. I'd say like at 38, 39 is kind of when. I reined it in. And I mean, honestly, probably
when you're not an IPA guy, you're a multi guy and a lager, and the name of the game is just to have a couple of those before it goes to whiskey.
I mean, I try not to do any like whiskey is where it gets bad. So
okay,
like I typically don't drink whiskey, or I haven't been the last number of years, just because I love it, but yeah, if I drink it at home, and I'll have a couple of them. I try not to drink them out.
Yeah,
because it's a slippery slope, man. Once you feel good and you're feeling good, then you
feeling warm.
You keep ordering them.
And,
so
sometimes it might be tougher just to go sober than to figure out how to drink whiskey in moderation.
Well, I mean. It's just a slippery slope when you're out, because especially if you're out with a group of friends and you're buying them and you're having fun. Next thing you know, it's 2:30 in the morning and you're having a great time, and you have to wake up at 8. So
right. I just pushed a guy from behind and my shirt's off, and I'm making out with somebody's girlfriend, and my girlfriend's in the corner all pissed off. So sober October. After all that, I'm doing sober October, but I was gonna do it with 4 friends. And it was like, hey, we were all going to do Sober October.
Yeah, that makes it fun.
It's going to make it fun. And you know that not everyone's going to do it. Not everyone's going to make it to the end. So it's like you don't want to be that one guy that breaks the ice and goes first, because you're ultimately the first guy to bitch out. And second, you're like, everyone else is kind of like, well, now I can drink, so you're kind of ruining the whole bridge for everybody. So I drank last Sunday with Kyle. And I took that stream down. I looked at it in the morning, and as soon as I heard my voice slurring, I just instant takedown. But you can't start Sober October on a Sunday. You have to start it on a Monday. I've done it enough.
So the first was you already failed.
So the first day was a cheat day. Yeah.
I love it. That's great.
No, but just drag it into November, and I'm not going to do a full month.
You're not. You're already making all these concessions. I love it.
No, you can't start a Sober October. You have to start a Sober October on a Monday. You just have to do it. You're not just going to.
I've never done one. I've never done one, so I don't know the rules.
And then it just let it roll into November or whatever month you're doing. But
gotcha.
But I'm not going to do it anyways. I
mean, hey, I don't think there's a reason to put hard rules on it. It's just good to take a step back, and it could be 5 days a week, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I think any number of days is good.
I love drinking, and I love being sober too. It's good to have a buzz, and it's good to have like a week sober. It's fucking awesome. You make your bed, you brush your teeth, you wash your car.
I was on vacation,
adulting
for a little over 2 weeks this summer, and I probably drank 6 to 10 beers a day, and it was awesome. But
And
I
then
was on
you-
vacation. Then I was on vacation, so like you don't have any responsibility, and you're just out exploring and hanging out.
Were you depressed when you came home from that? You just kind of sit on the couch for a couple of days, and you're just like, fuck.
No, I came back to work, dude. I was slammed at work,
But you
so
didn't feel like shit after drinking 6 to 10 beers a day for a week?
I felt great. It was awesome.
More power.
So, yeah, I mean, they were like 4% beers, 4.5% beers.
Yeah.
And it would be like, stretched out from noon until 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
And obviously there's nights you got more, but I would say average 6, at least 6 Guinness a day.
That's
So,
a good beer to drink because that's
yeah.
about 4.2, 4.4%.
Yeah, 4.5 at most, I think. So
It's delicious. It doesn't taste like Monsanto water, like Coors Light or Bud Light.
yeah, and I mean, so like
It's affordable.
there's a time and a place to
Generally affordable. Yeah.
yeah, I think they were like, I don't know, €5. So what's that? $5.50, $6. I don't know.
We were 1-to-1 when I was in Germany last.
It was close. It was like 90-10 or something.
Yeah. But no, my dad's coming into town October 23rd, and we're just gonna go, drink and play golf that whole week. So I'm like, I'm just gonna make it till then. Some of my buddies will make it till, like, half my friends are pretty much sober at this point. Like, I have friends that are just like, maybe I had one friend that had to go to rehab, and I've got one
Right.
friend that had to get sober out of like the wife being like, I'm gonna divorce you, or we're gonna.
That'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I've just got half my friends are just like, I just can't drink anymore. Like we just partied way too hard in our 20s, and to maintain the rhythm of how we used to drink and do it now, my life sucks with alcohol. So
right. Yeah. I mean, I think you either change your drinking habits or you stop. I mean, that's it. Right?
Yeah.
Or you're just just in a place where maybe it's not the best place to be.
And it's the easiest for me because I don't even have a dog. You've got a wife, like I don't even have a girlfriend. If you're a bachelor, guy or girl, bachelorette, and you've got nothing going on, there's nobody passing judgment on you. And it's very easy to pass judgment on people who drink a lot, especially when it's your family members or your significant other, your mom or your dad. Alcohol is cool to everybody else except for that. Everyone else like, let's go party or this and that. But like, I don't see my dad like fucking drunk 4 nights in a row. Like, dude, this is my dad, or my sister or my brother, So it's just a lot easier for me to go Johnny Gung Ho. And I even drink with guys sometimes, and I'm like, hey, let's have another beer. They're like, no, I have to go home and let my dog out. And I was like, I don't even have that. Like, I can keep drinking. I don't have a dog I need to let out, So,
Right.
yeah. So it's just good to do. I think it's good to do February. That's a very easy month to do. And then sober October's
But like February's like, do you watch football or no?
Well, there's one game. It's just the Super Bowl.
Oh, February. I meant October. I'm thinking October. Like there's football all day Saturday, all day Sunday right now.
Yeah, but I pretty much work every night except Mondays.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
I'm trying to do as much W2 shifts at the breweries right now, and I'm working every Wednesday, so that's why I'm not doing the happy hour on Wednesdays, or else I would be, but I'm trying to just put as much money as I can together to try to buy a house, and it's been an absolute nightmare for my loan officer to deal with me, because usually they're working with people that just have one W-2.
A W-2, yeah.
I've got 2 W-2s and 4 1099s, and they're just like,
what is wrong with you?
What are you talking about?
Right.
Like YouTube and PayPal and Teespring and
right.
Amazon affiliate and COVID money from 2021. So if
that stuff always sucks.
It's
like dealing with any of that stuff is like my least favorite thing in the world.
And I've talked to Kyle about it. He was like, dude, it's easier for Emmett to get a loan than it is for me, because they look at entrepreneurs and they want your whole booklet and they want you to pull out everything for the last 5 years. W-2 people have one thing, and
that's it.
And that's it. And Kyle's like, tell me, I don't know what he wanted. Maybe it was a car loan or some type of loan. He was just like, fuck it, I'm out of here, man. I'm not pulling up like 5 booklets of tax information that my CPA doesn't even have.
Right.
So that's kind of where I'm at right now. And like, if this does go through or doesn't go through, I'm just going to send my mortgage loan officer $500. Like, hey, like, thanks for working with me. If this doesn't work, cause we're trying to like stretch everything right now, I can get it with next March's tax return, So there's
Dude, that'd be sweet.
yeah. So if I could just buy in Knoxville, then all I'm going to do is just spend $50,000 on credit and then file bankruptcy because they can't take my house. I could finally do that. I'm just going to buy every camera I can't afford, brand new Tacoma, and then file bankruptcy and just never pay $1 back. But all on the house. I get to keep that. No, I'm kidding.
Huh.
I'm kidding. Am I kidding? What up,
I don't
Gnome? What up, El Camino? What's up, everybody? Back to some beer news, though.
But yeah, beer news.
There is some content this week. Big shout out to Apartment Brewer. I watched his Marzen video today.
We were too busy making goddamn cider still.
Dude had a 3-day cider. I want to hear about that in a second. Really quick before we were live, I wanted to give the Brew Show a big shout out. 50,000 subscribers, man. That is no joke in the homebrewing community.
No, that's really awesome.
That's awesome for homebrewing. And I was watching
He's crushing it.
He's crushing it. And we're going to talk a little bit about this because there's 4 things that can happen to a beer channel. I'm gonna stop doing grain to glass videos. I'm not gonna brew all of 2024. I'll get into that in a little bit because I pretty much just can't do it anymore. It has nothing to do with alcohol. I just can't drink the beer. But
I get you on that.
Yeah.
I'd say what I brew at home is
2.5.
2.5 gallons of like stuff I'll go
Session.
through, pilsners and
Yes.
stuff like that, smaller, 3.5, 4%. And then if I'm doing like a big stout or something that I know I'll like and sit on and bottle and stuff like that, then I'll do like a 5 gallon. But I'm bottling it and putting away or putting it in oak or whatever. So like if the things I brew bigger batches of are things I'm gonna bottle and sit on.
Right.
So like you're kind of looking forward to it and it's something you don't need to drink right away. So kind of lessens the 5 gallons of beer just sitting. Right. And then the thing is too, if you're by yourself and like, same me, I don't entertain a ton. And if I do, like it's usually just out in the garage or on the deck, but we're not having parties where we're blowing through 5 gallons of keg.
You are.
No, we're not. So, so 2.5 gallon kegs are awesome, or a 5 gallon keg half full,
Yeah.
So
no, and we talked about this a little bit this morning, and I was kind of just at the point, like I kind of went through a funk a couple months ago. I was just kind of really like, what am I doing with Homebrew for Life? I can't brew anymore. If I have the best beer, I can't drink it. I drink twice a week. In San Diego, I always had people over every weekend. There was, like beer drinking guys, big guys that would come over. And we would go through a keg maybe that day or that week or within 2 weeks. And throughout the week, the girlfriend I was with at that time, she would cut all my friends' hair and her friend's hair and some of my family's hair. So we were always just going through beer.
Right.
But out here, I'm like, fuck, man. And I talked to Ollie.
But are they still doing that back home though? Probably not, right?
What do you mean?
Going through that much beer.
Well, the party was always at my house.
Gotcha.
So, and I didn't even think about it. Like to be a really good home brewer, you kind of have to be like a frat boy or have roommates or just drink a lot of beer. And I don't.
Or go to like the homebrew club meetings and be active in that if you have one. But not everybody has one.
No, not everybody has one. And the craziest thing about this, Emmett, it's tough to give beer away. Because you have to have growlers. You have to have glass. You're not going to get those back. I can go around Knoxville. I can ship them to a couple friends. You got to go buy glass now. Like no one's going to be back. And if somebody wants to show up to your house and like fill up a growler, now it's this weird thing of like, okay, see you later. Or do you want to like hang out and drink 7 beers with me? Like now where did the night just go? I went from playing video games and chilling out to a guy coming over to try my new homebrew, and then we just got drunk, like boom, 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 like that, and I had to be at the gym in the morning or whatnot. Right. But it's really, I didn't even think about this. I always complained about having a beer channel. It's like, it just takes so long to put out content.
Yeah.
But if you're by yourself and you've got 5 gallons of beer, you legitimately, and I'm not calling Brulosophy out or throwing him under the bus, but he said on the stream, he was like, we throw beer away. He's like, it'll just sit forever and it takes up space and we don't drink all of it.
That was Marshall, yeah. I mean,
it's a guy that drinks Miller Lights, but does an experimentation on beer all the time and he's not even drinking it, And that's what would have to happen. I would have to throw beer away.
if you look at our tap list right now, we have literally 0 beer on draft right now, but we also haven't put any brewing videos out because we didn't brew much at all this summer.
You guys have a weird thing because the last time I was there, you guys had like 8 beers on tap, but you weren't really putting out that much content as well.
Those were just a bunch of old beers or a kick keg.
Yeah.
That we just haven't erased the board. So we finally erased the board.
Yeah.
But a lot of it too is like we're just finishing up this keg project, trying to get a bunch of work done that we need to get done. And like you said, the videos take forever to make.
Especially when you can't turn the beer over. Especially you're like, dude, I need these fermenters. I need this temperature control space.
Yeah.
I need these corny kegs.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, so I mean, in your case, dude, just small batches, dude, or just do 1 gallon batches, dude.
I might that's the thing. I might be doing 1 gallon batches, but then I can't do it on the Clawhammer system. You need to at least have like what 3.5 gallons to get your strike going.
Yeah, so but you could literally do extract stovetop. I'm not even joking.
You might be onto something. No,
like it's easy, it's fun, and you can like mess around with fun ingredients and do wacky stuff. And it's a gallon. How much money you out? You know, like a few bucks. Just do DME. I mean, we've been playing around with small batch, 1 gallon batches, and it's fun.
It's
and
clean.
DME's gotten
messy,
and DME's gotten it's good. Like it used to get a really bad rap years ago, and it still does because it's not, it's not the cool way to do it. But if you want to keep brewing without like killing yourself and making a ton, dude, it makes a 12 beers a gallon, I think. Someone correct me if I'm wrong.
That's not a bad idea. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's something to think about because DME is not that expensive.
What up, Northwest Small Batch? No, it's not. So here's my thing, Emmett. Like, I just brewed a pineapple sour that I like. When's the last time you had 5 gallons of sour beer by yourself? Like 3.2%.
I would bottle it, dude. Seriously.
You know how much money that's going to cost?
To bottle it?
Yeah.
But you can reuse bottles.
I don't want to have.
Can you steal them from work? Not steal them. I'm sure but you guys bottle or can everything.
No, I'll just bring the keg into work one day. There's a huge. We're having a huge beer festival at Zool on a couple Saturdays from now. You should check it out. It's called Kill the Lights. All the brewers from Asheville are going to be there. Maybe I should bring that keg to that. Because I'm stoked on that beer. I mean, it's good enough. No one's had it.
Yeah, and then, dude, get some B-roll and some footage. I mean,
some B-roll.
That's the way to do it.
Do some cake.
Because, dude, you're going to drink. The sour beers are great. You're going to drink 1 a month.
I know.
Maybe 2. It's one of those things. They're nice, but it's not something you're gonna crush on.
No.
But at the same time, if you have, I mean, because you can like the 12 ounce, just a capper and the crown capper thing.
Dude, I'm gonna go back to extract.
Dude, do it. And then you get
that's
a 12 pack.
That's like what?
Or you could do instead of doing a gallon, you could do a half gallon, dude. I mean, there's no. I'm not even joking. There's no reason.
This world's smallest batch. Now that's a video. Because what do people do?
That's the weird thing about homebrewing, man. Like everything.
What does an apartment brewer do with all of his beer? Who's coming out with a new grain to glass video once a week? What are you doing with these beers?
Well, I mean, Martin finally
was doing a 2.5 gallon batch.
He was doing 2.5, and he finally addressed it like halfway through because he's like,
I can't drink
this is an insane amount of beer. Yeah.
This is just too much.
But for some reason, there's that arbitrary 5 gallon batch in homebrewing that's always kind of drove me crazy. When I first designed our brewing system, it was designed to brew 2.5 to 3 gallon batches. And we decided kind of towards the end of like coming up with the final design to switch to 5 gallon batches just because that's the homebrew norm.
Why is it 5 gallons? Because of the carboy, the water carboy?
Because of the kegs, the Pepsi and Coke keg.
The corny keg.
Yep.
That's what drives it. Okay.
I believe that's my guess. I've never and yeah, dude, you could do 1 gallon all grain batches too, like with a sous vide, like someone's saying. Like, you don't have to,
No, and that was my thing too, because 5 gallon batches burn you out, man.
Yeah, and by sous vide, I mean a pot on a hot plate using the Clawhammer controller showing up prominently in your video.
You got it, man. No, I mean, I've got it.
But like extract or like small batch all grain, because there's so many people I think that are in the same boat. They're like, hey man, like I really want to brew, but like everything's 5 gallons. I don't want to do 5 gallons. And I think for whatever reason, everybody just kind of gets stuck in that rut that it's just like, because like, dude, if you want to experiment with a beer and it's your first time brewing it, I think it's insane sometimes to brew a 5-gallon batch, because if it's bad,
especially when you're
you're gonna dump it, you know.
Josh Wiseman guy doing the Belgian beer, yeah. And if you do 1 gallon batches, which I always thought was silly, with all the labor that goes into it for a 1 gallon batch, I thought that was ridiculous. But you're gonna brew a lot more because you're gonna turn over a lot more. People don't think about that. You watch you watch all these top 10 videos of like tips and tricks. It's like the number one tip and trick is to have parties and go through your beer. Because if you're sitting on beer, you're not going to be brewing a lot.
Well, that's it. That's like people email, they'll ask questions or whatever, and I'm like, I have 2.5 gallon kegs, so I can have 3 beers on tap, and I'm not sitting on them forever, and it allows me to brew more. And so like that's my personal, like that's how I do it at home. But here, you know, we do 5 gallons mainly because we'll go through 5 gallons here pretty quick because people pop in and out of the office quite a bit.
Right.
But and if it's really good, it'd be a bummer, you know, if a bunch of people are coming in drinking on it. So, but at home, I mean, you know, I don't, during the week, I hardly have people over. On the weekends, I have, you know, some buddies over to mess around in the garage or whatever, but we're still not crushing tins. So, you know, we'll have a couple. So I would say don't give up on the dream. Just scale down heavily.
Dude, you just opened up my eyes, man. A whole new world, dude. This is straight up Jasmine and Abu, or what's the guy's name? Aladdin. Oh man, Northwest Small Batch coming through. Snipers in the tower. Big shout out to Bent Gate. Big shout out to Northwest Small Batch. Thank you, Steven. Cheers, Barrage. I'm trying to. I don't. As he just signed up for five memberships. If anybody's a member of this channel, I'd like if you have a credit card logged in, I wouldn't do that. I don't know when I can put content out or streams out. Thank you, Emmett, for doing this with me on a Sunday, and Kyle.
On a Sunday, yeah.
Monday, but Kyle was Sunday. Tonight is Monday. Tonight is Monday. But if anybody's a member, Chris Vodka, much love, Blackwood Brews. I don't think I can guarantee it every week. So I would take your credit card and
burn it
and cut it in half. So YouTube can't take your money. But I appreciate all the love and everyone who's still here right now. And again, what's up, Nick Smith? What's up, Big Dog? Bentgate, Elementary, Brew Show, and Apartment Brewer. Shout out to those guys this week. Brew Show didn't put out content. I'm just giving him some love because he hit 50,000 subs, which is like 1 billion in any other thing.
And then Cam says he's making a brew 1 hop water. That'd be nice.
Dude,
yeah, hop water.
1 gallon batches of beer. That's straight up like cooking again, because you're back on the stove now, like.
And you're just having fun, goofing off.
Yeah, you're smelling that good extract. Everything's sugar already. It's kind of like making.
Yeah, you're not worrying about conversions.
You're making beer.
You steep some specialty grains for a good time.
Yeah, and I like the idea. For those who were just here, we were talking about why do homebrewers just jump into the 5 gallon batch, and the corny keg would make a lot of sense. Well, I don't know, because a lot of people just bottled back in the day. But there's a lot of factors I think that can go into.
Yeah, that'd be my guess, but I have no idea.
But also the carboy, like just the back in the day, carboys were typically 5 or 6 gallons.
Yes.
The plastic ones, the water ones, the glass ones.
Yeah, I mean it's been 5 gallon batches for
ever
going back
Yeah,
but I mean I think Northern Brewer has some 2.5 gallon batches.
Yeah.
And then I think everybody has 1 gallon extract. Not everybody, but a lot of folks have 1 gallon extracts.
Dude, you just opened my eyes up, man. If you're by yourself and you have no friends like me, do 1 gallon batches. If you live in a frat boy house or you're a neighborhood party animal like Elementary Brewing, do 10 gallon batches. Give away your beer. If you can. Giving away beer was tough for me.
Yeah, and I mean you're still fairly new to where you live, and it could take some time to you're gonna have your friends that you can party with again. You know, that's not gone forever.
No. And when people come into town, I definitely want them to have my homebrew. But if I have a girl over, it doesn't matter if I have Pliny the Elder, Yingling, or homebrew. Like, she's going to be drinking vodka and wine. They're not drinking beer, you know? Like, if I have a guy over, I can get him to drink like 4 of them motherfuckers. Mug clubs. But 5 gallons is 2 cases of beer. I feel like 5 gallons is way more than that. But anyway.
I mean, 2 cases of beer, case race, man.
But I mean, think about this, because the corny cake, not the corny cake, the chest freezer, you can always go higher, right? You could always build your collar bigger. 2x4.
You can put like a 2x10, 8, 2x12 on there.
Put beams on that motherfucker, you know? And then just do, 2.5 gallon corny kegs, those expensive ones that are hard to find. You can stack those, and now I can have 4 beers in there instead of 1 or 2.
Yeah, or just just use your 5 gallon keg and half fill it. I mean,
yeah. Well,
you're gonna use a tiny bit more CO2 probably, but if you're trying to get more space in there to add more kegs, but it sounds like,
dude, if you're doing 4 extract batches and you got 4 burners, like,
I would just, if I'm doing extract, dude, just bottle it, right?
No, I would.
Or you can get like on Amazon, they have those little ones that have the CO2 cartridges, like those little ones, like 64 stuff. Ounces or 100. Yeah. I think they make gallon ones. Like,
just buy the $200 growler and put it in that, and just have it in your fridge.
I mean, they're not 200. I mean, there's some cheap ones around floating around.
You can buy it used, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm not. You have to figure out the logistics. I'm just the idea, man.
Yeah, no, I got to figure something out, because I was legitimately like in a funk, being like, I just can't brew anymore. Like I just can't brew 5 gallon batches anymore.
Oh, I haven't brewed 5 gallon batches.
I didn't even think of it. This is why we're doing it.
When I moved to Fort Collins, what was that?
What up, Patrick?
12 years ago, probably 13 years ago is when I started brewing 2.5 gallon batches.
You've been everywhere. Hey, I'm gonna get some more water. Me and Emmett, we're not drinking tonight. We've been drinking way too much.
I got Sprite Zero
for the rest
pretty
of
good.
Our past lives. We've been drinking our whole lives. Tonight we're taking it easy. Let me get some water. I'll be right back.
Does CH often leave his stream? How's everybody doing out there? Anybody do any cider this fall? And the 14 gallon batch. That's awesome. How do you go through that much beer? I guess I just don't have friends anymore.
No friends for life.
No friends for life.
1 gallon forever. Friends for life means 1 gallon for life.
We did just get 43 gallons of cider in the fermenters this weekend, though.
That was wild.
We got 13 done Friday, 20 done Saturday, and another like 10 done today. So
I was there until I had to go to work.
Oh, wait, I couldn't even pay attention. Like, we didn't have a screen out there or a monitor, so we were like trying to watch it on our phones. Yeah. Like, it was kind of not an ideal setup, because like one person probably should have been crushing, one person should have been squeezing, should have been heating up, and that's what we did Saturday and today. But with filming, but with filming, you know how it is. Like, you're trying to get the shots and all that, so everything takes 3 times as long.
And
so
I'm texting you guys weird shit, or texting Kyle weird shit. Yeah.
The rest of the apples, it was great. I mean, I came back Saturday and we worked from like 3 to 8 or 9. Got 20 gallons in, and then today we finished up another 5 hours, 6 hours. So, I don't know if you can see behind me, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's eight kegs, and then we did a bunch of little 1 gallon fermenters too. So a bunch of we used 11 different yeast.
Cider's a great video to make. It's Brian Elementary. What's up, Raj and Emmett? Really quick, my cider video that I made a couple years ago is getting for the last 3 months like the most views on my channel. I don't know if it's a new trend. I don't know if it's
this season probably, right?
Or it's it could be a home trend. You know, people are trying to make it at home. It could have been a brand that got popular. I don't know. But for whatever reason, and the cider turned out good. I literally just grabbed whatever Martinelli's and hit it with, I think, Kveik and maybe some yeast nutrient or something.
Sweet.
And it turned out really good. It was a little baby turtle farty in the beginning. And then, just purge all that shit out. Just purge that stuff out. And don't let any of your friends try it while it's going through that stage. And then let them try it when it's done. And it was great. It was easy. It was such a brew show idea. And it's, you know how it is, like breaking your back to put out a video and it bombs. And then you put out like a cider video and it's just like, what? Like, what?
Dude, every video we thought would do terrible did well. And every video that we thought would do well did terrible. So
I think the name of the game is just to steal all of the brew show's ideas. I'm convinced that that's just what I need to do from here on out. Like, I don't know what it is. I've never heard of this. I don't know if it's an alcohol or like a fruit or a fucking water. We're just going to do it, because as far as homebrewing goes or homebrewing channels go, there's only a few things that can happen. You can either die like everybody else, like just stop putting out content. And I don't want to die. Or you can sell a product like you guys or Northern Brewer or Kegland. That's a good way if you're actually moving a product. You can open up a brewery. That could help, if you have a brewery and do a YouTube channel. I think that's going to help get people in the door. Or you adapt. And I think that the brew show is the best by far. And
no, for sure.
By far. So next year in 2023, I'll get my 1 gallon. 2024, I'll get my 1 gallon batches in. But like, I need
some more cooking, some more comedy, some more like
prison juice. And I was thinking in this video today because we were talking about hangovers this morning, and we were talking about the only real hangover cure, and I've never done this, is that the IV thing, that IV drip that my friends pay for. That's like $100 or $150.
Yeah, they opened. I think there's one or two that they open here in town, where it just like rehydrates you, I guess.
And they don't market it as a hangover place. They market it as like a almost
wellness or some hippie stuff. Yeah,
like a place like little Asian women would work on your feet and carve your nails down or something. If you look in there, you're like, this doesn't look like a doctor's office or a place you'd get an IV on. This looks like a manicure place or a perm place or whatever, women do or guys do. But
I think it looks like the one here says it specializes in like dehydration. Which makes sense.
We're going to make this video, though. And no hangover pill ever works. I'm sure you guys get hit up all the time by people like, hey, make a video of our new pill. It's a hangover pill. I've tried them all. You're all bullshit. You're all fucking idiots.
I mean, just have a beer, man. Unless you got to go to work, then obviously don't do that. But like on the weekend.
Just have a beer?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, for real. Or a hot toddy, whatever you got to do. If you're struggling that hard.
Hair of the dog.
There's no shame. I mean, that's it. Get a Bloody Mary, call it good. Go about your day. Otherwise, you're gonna be miserable and useless, right?
Sometimes for 2 days, And
oh god, that's when you know you did it right.
Yeah, but how much money do you think could be made if you had one of these little mobile IV things, like in New Orleans or Vegas or Nashville, and you were just going up to like the most hungover people on planet Earth and being like, yeah, it's $150 a pop, and it's just an IV, Like anybody who's got a military friend or a nurse friend can get you all dialed in, and
maybe we'll do a video on it.
Well,
I'll tell Kyle, be like, the video idea, get real hungover and go get an IV.
Yes, here's the video idea. And I was thinking about this, and I thought this could be good. Could be a prank, or it could be a sketch. But my dad's coming into town, and how funny it would be, like, if me, you, and Kyle got some, what is it, saline or B12? Like, what's in the actual IV?
Oh, I have no idea.
It's just saline. It's just
probably
salt and nutrients. But if we
I think it's just Gatorade.
It's Flintstone V vitamins. But how funny would it be if my dad walked in and me, you, and Kyle were like strung out, like shooting each other up with
liquid bags.
Yeah, liquid bag. But we like sold it, like we have like Freebird playing in the background with like candles lit, and we're all wearing like wife beaters with marinara sauce on it. He thinks we're doing junk, but we're just trying to cure our hangovers. Like we got a saline guy. We've got an IV hangover guy.
I think he'd be confused by the bag of liquid.
Well, we could sell it even better. We'll bend a spoon and we'll put it in there and we'll cook it up and just. My dad will think like, what is that? Is that the black tar? Is that the fine china? I was like, nah, dude, we got like the Flintstones B12 all up in here, brother.
I'm sorry, I was just reading a chat question.
But for the 3 people I have known that have done that last month, they've all said it's worked. And it's like $100 to $150. You go in there, you get your shot, and then within 15 to 30 minutes, we were back to 100%.
Yeah, I know a lot of people have done it and swear by it.
And they swear by it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only hangover cure.
Yeah. They're all in the medical profession, so they have, access.
Well, we all, looks like it's time for me to start dating a nurse. But
yeah, I mean, I think it'd be. I don't love needles or.
I don't even feel it.
Blood, but I'd do it.
Just don't look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's it. I just don't look at it.
Yeah, if the camera's in your face, trust me, you're gonna do it.
I mean, I used to donate plasma, or not, sell my plasma. So.
Sell your what?
Plasma.
What's that?
I don't know. It's in your blood. They give you money for it when you're broke.
Yeah.
It's not blood. That they put the blood back in. They take the plasma out.
Plasma?
Yeah.
Like television?
Yeah. I think it's something.
I
think you need it, but you have excess, so you can sell it. I don't know. But they get paid you a decent amount. So like at college, like, I forget how many times you could do it, but once a week or twice a week, I'd go sell it.
How much do you get?
I can't remember, like $50, $100, enough to like drink for a week in college.
A couple 12-packs. Get a couple.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back then, dude, beers were like $1.50 at the bar. So.
Yeah, the Rolling Rock days. Get like a shot and beer for $5.
Oh yeah, easy.
That's the thing, Blackwood Brews. I'm not going to pay $100 for an IV. I'll just deal with the bad hangover.
100%.
But some people make a lot of money, and they're just like, "Hey, this is." And imagine being like a Mormon person or someone that didn't drink, and you're like, "Okay, so you're trying to tell me that you spent $150 at the bar last night, and you're so hungover that you have to spend $150 again just to feel like me." I'm never drinking ever. Like, you just made drinking the least desirable. I was kind of curious about it. Like, what does red wine taste like? Now I never want to try it. I never want to try it.
I mean, I think it'd be neat just to see what the IV does for a video where I'm not paying.
True.
But, yeah, other than that, I mean, honestly, there's fast food and...
But it's a weird
ways
thing.
Around it.
Why is it so expensive? Why is it $150? Because of the liability?
Maybe.
Does it have to be a nurse? Because I don't.
I'm sure you get. Oh yeah, I'm sure they're licensed for sure, right?
Yeah, I don't want some Gen Z kid in there getting paid minimum wage. Like, you do it. No, you do it.
Right. No, I'm sure they're licensed.
Messing up on my veins.
But yeah, in terms of scaling 5-gallon batches to one, the scale button and. Yeah, the scale button inside Beersmith works really well.
I mean, you're just scaling. Divide everything by 5 or times it by 5.
Yeah, and then I always double check the hops.
What up, big dog?
If you win the Powerball, that'll change. Yeah, if I win the Powerball, IVs for everybody.
We're gonna get Man, would that be good or bad if hangovers didn't exist? Imagine.
I mean, just think back to when you were 20. Or 21,
but
you got them, but they were, you could wake up, drink after drinking all night and feel decent when you're young,
Yeah, I think I had one bad hangover in college that I remembered where I was like, I just can't go to work. I'm gonna try to call in sick, and they're gonna
fire you.
No, they're just gonna know that.
It's
a Sunday morning, and you don't just randomly get sick like.
Right. They're not dumb.
An hour before your shift.
Right.
The food poisoning thing works like maybe like once every 3 years. Because you can you can't really prove it. They can't really call you out on it. You get like one food poisoning thing. But after that, you better have like a doctor's note or some, I don't know.
Yeah. I would just show up sticking.
or if you're good at Photoshop, like crop your fucking face in there with like a black eye, everyone will feel sorry for you.
Yeah, I feel like I always just showed up and hoped for the best.
Did you see that one Peter Griffin Family Guy when he's all laid up in the hospital bed? He's like, first things first, you have to post a selfie. Like, don't really want to get into it, but I don't want to talk about it. And then it goes like viral, and he's just, I don't know.
Oh no, I
in the hospital bed, you have to smear it on the internet.
I haven't seen the newer seasons of that. I do need to catch up. I'm way behind.
Emmett has only seen one movie, Jackass 4.
And Fubar.
And what?
Fubar.
What's that?
It's a great movie.
What up, Bruce Show? Congratulations on 50,000, man. We've given you a couple shout outs earlier, man. Big love from Knoxville, Asheville.
I recommend
the brother and sister
going on YouTube and watching Fubar, Fubar.
Fubar.
Yeah, I think it's free on YouTube.
I think you're the only person on planet Earth that's seen this. But
we used to watch it all in the college days, and crush tins. There's a line in the movie called two-liner.
Is that chewing tobacco?
No.
Which crush tins?
Oh, crushing beers.
Oh,
crushing like.
I always thought tin was like a. No.
I mean, I guess it's aluminum, but we would say crush tin.
All right. Hey, I got a question for you.
For me?
Yeah, I'm making a video right now about my favorite breweries. I want to know what your favorite brewery in Asheville is.
Burial for sure.
Burial for sure.
Yeah.
5127. Let me write this down really quick.
They I mean, they do. I've never had a bad beer there, and every beer I've had there has been very good to like exceptional. So there's like I've never gotten a beer there and been like, it's good, it's okay. It's always like, damn, this beer is good.
I love Burial,
and their burgers are good. Like they have good food.
Food's good.
It's not super expensive. It's easy. It's chill. It's just a good spot. So. But they do really, really good stouts. And they do really good pilsners IPAs, but
they do everything good, and their establishment's cool. There's not a million kids running around. Everyone thinks I hate kids. I don't. I just don't like them at breweries.
They shouldn't be at bars or breweries, in my opinion.
Correct.
I just don't go to breweries where there's kids. I mean,
no, same with me. And it's not a brewery that gets people in there on discounts. There's a lot of breweries in Knoxville that do like half off night for college stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Just to get people in the door.
I do not go to those breweries either. I will not go to a brewery that's, if you want to go out and spend $12 and you're worried about $3 beer night, you shouldn't be at a brewery to begin with. Go to a liquor store. Go find
or just go to a dive bar.
A Mad Dog 2020. And Burial is neither of those. Burial is like not bougie, not garage band, but like a good cabin vibe with great beer.
I mean, they know what they're doing for sure. Their marketing's on point. Like their graphics are really well done. Like
very dark.
They have a vibe or whatever, and it's really well done, and they do it really well.
Very dark. I don't see their beers in distribution, though. Is that a thing? Are they trying not to be in stores and have accounts? Is it all supposed to be sold through the tasting room or tasting rooms?
I have no idea. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Do you see Burial beer at stores in Asheville or supermarkets? Not really, right?
I rarely go to the grocery store. Not going to lie.
Where do you get food? How do you get food?
I don't do the shopping in our household typically.
I mean, I don't go to grocery stores either. I just eat, $30 worth of Domino's and Mexican food every day.
Nice. That's not a bad move.
I got to start going shopping, though. It adds up. I'm like, I'm not drinking this month. Let's just go spend that beer money on like food now,
Yeah, get real fat this month.
I'm not saving any money.
The next video should be I quit drinking and gained 50 pounds.
100%, man.
Yeah.
That would be a good video.
It would be. Just get fat for no reason.
Yeah. Do you miss making videos the way you guys used to? Is there kind of a
Yeah, I mean it was super fun.
Like when
And
the Ross
and
days or all of it.
yeah, when Ross was here and we had our editors, and that was really fun.
That was another thing I meant. You guys used to have a lot more people there.
Yeah, I mean,
you would drink a lot more beer there.
yeah, it was easy to film because we had filming people,
and it was easy to keep brewing because you guys had more people drinking
Yeah.
the beers that were in the kegs.
Yeah. No, 100%. And
That's-
we're definitely gonna do brew days again, probably sooner than later, but
Yeah.
they're not gonna be the same chaos, which I know people like it. I like it, but then it's impossible to edit because
know.
there's so much footage. So not impossible, it's just time consuming and expensive. So and like our main editor took a gig with, a trucking company because
Loud out.
because they it fit his schedule better. He could work from home.
Would
So
brew bad? Yeah.
Ooh, Dissolver distro. Dissolver is also one of my favorites. They always have a side pull.
Mike's a good one.
I think Dissolver just opened a location somewhere else too.
Dissolver's cool as shit. Dissolver reminds me of Zool a little bit. Zool, Burial, and Dissolver are all kind of on the same page where it's cool breweries. Breweries that probably sell a lot of merch, that do sell a lot of merch. I had a buddy tell me the other day, he's like, I went to this brewery in Nashville, and it was this dude that opened up a brewery at a strip mall.
Okay.
And he said, I walked in there and there was like, the epoxy ground, like some tables. The dude behind the bar was the owner. He just opened. And he's like, he's still making like blondes and brown ales. And he's looking around. He's like, dude, it doesn't matter how good your beer is, man. Like, I feel like I'm in the lobby for a dentist office right now. Like, this isn't going to work, And I've
where was this at?
outside of Nashville in a place called Murfreesboro.
Okay.
But and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Like the beer has very little to do with the success of the brand. You just assume that everyone's got the same beer, and there's still just cooler places to go to, and better locations, and better run businesses, and better leadership and management, and just.
And I think that goes for like anything, coffee shops or whatever.
100%, dude.
Man, when I was at Fort Collins,
100%.
there was this coffee shop that had really good coffee, really good pastries, but it wasn't like a cool place to hang out. It just didn't have a good vibe.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of sterile, whatever. And I went there every Sunday to get banana bread. It was like my Sunday treat. I'd go get banana bread, coffee, and it was so good.
Yeah.
But then there was like another coffee shop a little bit down the road that like the coffee wasn't great, the food wasn't great, but that's where every college kid hung out, and it was packed just because it was a cool spot to hang out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that, if you're in a cool place to be and that's where people are and it's marketed well and, and it's hip and it's fun, I'd probably rather hang out somewhere that maybe has a little bit less quality beer that's fun to hang out than like
100%.
a great, a place that has amazing beer, but it's kind of lame. I mean, I guess it depends what scale of like good, if it's in the same realm, I'm not talking drastic difference. Like it's in the same ballpark.
I mean, I always say like, the 1%, the home brewers will go after the best beer, but like, I don't want to feel like I'm in a dentist office. I don't want to feel like I'm getting ready to get like, my fucking wisdom teeth taken out. Like you got to have like some cool shit there. Like,
yeah. And I mean, a lot of times I'm drinking High Life anyway, so
you're just getting, same with me. I'm getting Yingling in a 16 ounce
Right.
can.
I'll have one or two,
Yeah.
and then it's like, all right, like if I'm going out drinking, I'm not drinking craft beer.
No, but you do see these breweries sometimes, and they're all making money that are run more kind of like what you talked about, the coffee shop, or even like In-N-Out. Like a real fast food restaurant where it's pretty much a robot, like a wheel in motion. Like you have one dude on the POS system that day, two people pouring, one person bussing, and then one person going around with a small POS and asking people sitting down, like if they want another one or if they want to close out. And they are making way more money than the breweries that you go into. And there's just four dudes sitting behind the bar doing nothing. Like I've seen and I've worked at breweries where like you are going to quit smoking cigarettes working here because there's no time to take a smoking break.
Right. You're too busy making money.
You're too busy in this well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
And you can say that about that coffee shop. You can say that about In-N-Out. You're like, this is a place where like you're going to quit smoking cigarettes. You're going to be working to earn that whatever, $200.
You want to make that tip money, yeah.
You're going to be working, yeah. So I don't know, and I love Burial, and I think that like we could hype up Burial right now. You're not going to get like a blowjob and snort a line of cocaine when you're there. But if you want to go to like a rad brewery with great beer, good theme, inside, outside, good food, no kids, no college night, walk to 10 other breweries from there. I think we walked to dinner from there, Fiestas or whatever.
Yeah, you can walk anywhere from there. I mean,
I think it's a perfect brewery.
Yeah, and then Dissolver would be my second choice, and it's right behind it for sure.
I think Burial's way better than Dissolver.
I mean, it's a more established brewery for sure.
Establishment wise, I mean,
they've been around for
oranges to apples to oranges, you know.
Yeah, but Dissolver has side pulls, man.
Has what?
And they're good. Side pulls and beer engines, and they have that what you're not going to find anywhere.
Lucre taps, yeah, Lucre taps.
Yeah. So I mean, that for me, like, that's worth it for me. Like, that's why they're up there for me. I mean, that's my favorite. So
they do have some good pilsners, man, and they put them in those mugs that are wide and not that tall. You know what I'm talking about?
But wide but not tall. Yeah.
Like more of like a circular mug, you know, than like the long, skinny, like.
Dude, I'm like the worst mug person. Like,
what do you mean?
I don't care.
I just
like you work at a brewery, so I get it. Like you're around glassware, but like I am so clueless. You know, I know what a good lager mug is, but you know, like all these crazy like Tulip IPA glasses, I get, but I don't drink IPAs that much. But I get like it brings the aromas to your face and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But So
what's up?
I was just gonna say, 1 gallon batches for you.
1 gallon batches for me. Where does Clawhammer go from here as far as putting content, or as far as, you know, when you guys get everything wrapped up with the new fermenter? Are we going to see a lot more content, or is it going to be more kind of like web, Google search stuff you guys are going to be more focused on than video content?
I mean, we'll get. I mean, video content we enjoy it. It's fun.
It's just too time consuming.
It's. I mean, it is, but I think it's worth it to have the presence, and you know, I think a lot of people found our equipment and stuff through our videos. It's just finding a balance of putting out a fun video, but figuring out a way that we can do it efficiently.
And that takes
terms
time.
of
just sitting,
filming,
sitting around and thinking about stuff and writing stuff down. I mean,
and just the way we film it. Like once we figure out a formula that works and that people enjoy, then that's kind of what we're playing around with now is, you know, finding a way to have the fun and showcase that, but also not have it total chaos. And we have 400 hours of footage, you know, to edit. So,
no, I'm looking forward to brewing or shooting that bartending video with you guys. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm trying to work on a new format as well. But the bummer about me is I have one camera. You guys can set up 3 cameras with 3 tripods. I can't do that unless I pay someone. And I would like to make videos more on that format, but I just don't have the cameras. I don't have the
GHs. Yeah, I'm so far, like I have no idea. Like I don't do any of the video stuff, so I didn't know we were doing a video on bartending. So
you didn't know that? No, this is.
Yeah, I didn't. I literally just show up to work and kind of like, oh yeah, we're filming today.
Here's your lav mic. Let's go.
Yeah. So, and that's kind of how I like it because, unless it's like something we have to plan for.
Yeah.
But
buy something in advance.
Because I'm focused on everything else besides that side of the company that it's the stuff Kyle enjoys, which works out well because I enjoy being in it and doing it, but outside of that,
What does the majority of your day consist of? Is it more kind of reaching out to people? Is it a lot more customer service? Is it a lot more business to business, business to consumer?
It's kind of just day to day, and then production, inventory, making sure warehouse is running well.
Johnson City's up to speed.
Yeah, and then product development, product design. A lot of time goes into that, working with engineers and stuff like that. So, but the main thing is to make sure we have product is good, and then that if people have issues, questions, I'm the contact for that. So,
right on.
Customer support to, product design. I mean, basically we come up with a list every year of things we want to do, and then we try and get there. And that's kind of how we've done it since I've been working with Kyle is, we'll make a list of a couple things that we want to make happen that year, and then we try and make it happen. And we typically do. This keg thing's been a big learning curve just in terms of it's the biggest delay and hurdle we've had. It's been challenging, but it hasn't been, it is what it is, but it's been a good learning experience in terms of like, okay, like, we wanted to get this out and we seriously overlooked, potential safety issues. So it was good to step back and, be like, okay, like, make sure going forward that we don't do that. But there's been a lot of time invested on this new design and doing redesigns and iterations and all that. And that's why we haven't been doing videos, honestly. It's just that's been eating up a lot of my time. And that's the stuff that isn't fun,
When's the monkey get off the back?
It's pretty much done.
Okay, good.
We approved all the casting, the molds were all perfect, and production started. So, we're basically once we get the parts, we can ship them. So the kegs will ship. Hopefully in the next, 60, 70 days, hopefully. But
good.
Yeah,
good.
Which would be good. And then it's kind of like, okay, cool. And then we can like
YouTube grind. I'll show up.
Yep.
We'll do some shit.
Exactly. So
I'm looking forward to it, man. Is it tough working with Kyle? Because I feel like you guys were best friends before all this.
No, I mean we work really well together.
But I mean, just in general, I know in San Diego there's friends that'll go into business and then 2 years later they're suing each other.
No, I mean I wouldn't be working with him, honest. I mean I've been working for what 11 years now.
Yeah,
so
I feel like you guys have a very good team.
Yeah, I mean we kind of each have the things we handle, and then we collaborate really well. If I have an idea or he has the idea, like we talk through whatever.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he has final say on everything, obviously, but he's a reasonable person, as you know, and a very generous person, and just a good dude,
Kyle's a good mentor. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's just a good guy, because I remember when he hired me, because how I got the gig was
this is
when he first
Asheville or Colorado.
Kyle was living in Asheville. I was living in Akron doing IT, and
you guys are like mid-30s?
No, 20s, 30s. How old was? Yeah, 30s. Yeah, wait, 30s. Yeah, mid-30s. No,
early 30s.
30s. Yeah, late 20s, early 30s.
Okay, so he's in Asheville, and you don't know anything about Asheville? Nobody knew anything about Asheville.
It was earlier than that. Yeah, for some reason, where we went to college, a lot of people would go from Athens to Asheville. Okay. They're very similar, kind of artsy, hippie, kind of towns.
To the south.
Yeah, so people we had a lot of friends that moved here, so we'd all been coming up and visiting for a long time.
So you've seen it change.
So Kyle moved up here, and he started Clawhammers. This was I can't remember how long ago this was. I've been working 11 years, so this is probably 13 years ago, I'm guessing.
Okay.
And he had started. It was doing really well. The Moonshiner show came out, and that kind of sparked the company. So like that, he was just right time, right place, but prepared, and smart enough to capitalize on it. And I just remember being like, "Hey man," every time I talked to him, be like, "Hey man, if you ever need any help, just let me know."
And you were literally willing to move to Asheville, or you wanted to do stuff over work?
I was just like in the year, this is when he still has a full-time job. It's still like a hobby, side hustle.
Okay.
But I was always like, just always kind of in the back of the back of his mind. And then, like 2 or 3 years later, he got married and was going on honeymoon and was just going to close the store, like the web store, and just be like, hey, I'll be back in 2 weeks. But it got pretty busy. I remember he called me like on the way to the airport and was like, hey, can you like answer emails while I'm gone? It wasn't even that. It was just like, hey, can you help me out?
Yeah.
No, it was just like, yo, can you help me out? Like, I'll pay you. Like, yeah, I guess a job, but like more of like
gig.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then I did that. And then, just like anything, you're just there to kind of help out. And then
did you know about the products? Did you know what was going on? Did you have the answers that the customers wanted to hear?
Yeah, I think for the most part, I was fairly well versed in brewing and stuff like that at that point. I mean,
but with the distilling stuff as well, do you know about the hopper? Okay.
Yeah. So like, I mean, some of the technical questions on the assembly, like I would go back and look at Kyle's responses in the emails, just the Google of email, just search the answer. But so that's kind of how that came about. And then I must have been a year later, he like randomly called and was like, hey man, can you move out here and, work full time? And he's like, I need you here in like a week. And he was living, yeah. I mean, he had a warehouse guy at that point. But he was living at Fort Collins at that point. So, and I had a house and all that stuff, but I hated my job, wasn't in a good place.
Yeah.
And I just remember, I mean, I took the job, sold my house, just moved out there. But I just remember when he hired me, he had said, this is either going to be the best decision or the worst decision I've ever made. Like just because like you said, with friendships and business, like it's sure. Like, but and partly too, it was like, is this going to encourage your drinking more, or is this going to be a good thing for you to get out of Akron and not be, at the bar every night? So
that's what you were doing back in your late
20s.
Oh
yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh, for sure, dude. Every night.
I think if you want to clean your life up together, get your shit together, get a little bit sober, I think moving away is a very big factor. It might not work, but for me, it worked very well, because I don't know, like I've got alcoholics in my family. I have an uncle who's an alcoholic. I've got an aunt who's an alcoholic.
In recovery or?
No, they still
active.
They still
drink
every night. And one of the persons goes out by themselves. And I'd be more of on that side of that alcohol spectrum. But this person goes for it. Like he's not invited. He'll still show up. He's playing darts with people half his age. And then there's the person that would stay at home and drink every night, drink 2 bottles of wine by themselves every single night, or 3 bottles of wine. And it's like, if you're the person going out and you do know a lot of people and you are kind of a social drinker like me, moving away, I think, could help out a lot of things. But if you're just getting loaded by yourself, with your cats or your animals and you're hanging out, watching TV and just getting loaded, maybe not. Maybe you're just going to keep that habit wherever you move. But for me, I pretty much just drank when, I don't drink by myself.
Right.
So,
which is probably a good rule.
But for me, it was, like, why would you want to get drunk and watch TV? I understand watching.
No, I get it. No, I get it.
Yeah, like I understand watching like sports highlights, right? Doesn't take a lot. You see the guys making the plays. They do a good job editing, taking a 3-hour game and putting it into 5 or 8 minutes. But if you're like, hey, I want to watch Peaky Blinders with subtitles on, or Game of Thrones, or if I'm playing a video game, I don't want to be intoxicated at all. I want to, like, people.
But different strokes for different folks, though, right?
Different strokes for folks. Like I go to the.
Some people don't like being social and going out, so they'd rather drink at home alone, I guess. But
I get it. Yeah. But I mean, like, I see this at breweries all the time. I see guys like studying and reading books, and they're drinking. I'm like, there's no way you're retaining this information better, or are you? Different strokes for different folks.
I mean, the last thing I would ever do is read a book in public, but
And drink a beer. Like,
Yeah.
are you really fucking for real right now? Like, yeah.
I mean, yeah, yeah.
Is this a way to pick up on chicks? Do chicks think you're maybe like intellectual if you're reading a book at a brewery like a loser?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the nice thing about going out to a bar or brewery is the
Meeting
social
people.
aspect of it. Yeah, totally. I mean, that's the whole. That should be the whole point. You know, going out and mingling and getting a little buzzed and having a good time, right?
Yes and no. I go out. There's two types of me going out. It's one when the game's on, I've got the day off and I want to go for blood. And then there's the other time where I just worked an 8-hour shift, a 10-hour shift, or maybe 3 10s in a row. And I'm gonna go to the diviest bar by myself, and I don't want to know anybody. And if somebody I do know comes in, it might actually kind of piss me off because all my coworkers and a lot of industry people in Knoxville, when they get off, they all go to this one bar that's open until 3 a.m. And I'm like, dude, this is high school. This is like, we just saw each other for 10 hours. I don't want to see you for 5
Right.
hours and the same day after when I get off. So
No, I get it.
yeah, so I'll just go to this place called Monkey Bar or Monkey Paw, and I just have 2 Yinglings, 16 ounces, and it's $9. I tip $5, and I get out of there, and it's like it had nothing to do with socializing.
I hear you.
Yeah, so
I mean, I was more of a non-social drinker than a social drinker.
what's
but
up?
I was definitely more. I'm more of a non-social drinker than a social drinker, but so I get it.
But if your team just won, like you want to go out and party and talk about the game, or like
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, 100%. Like, we're going to a festival this weekend. It'll be a blast. We're hanging out with friends. Like stuff like that's super fun. But yeah, I think with anything you got to keep things in check, and Sober October is a good checkpoint to.
I'm gonna do 2 more weeks and then just get marathon drunk, dude. Like,
Right.
Yeah, Tijuana drunk.
Yeah.
But I've got. When I first came to Knoxville, I was like, dude, I want to get away. And then one of my buddies moved here, and then I was just like, yeah, I just want everybody here now, and I want people to move here now. And we're gonna drink a lot when people come into town. Like there's no.
Well, yeah, dude. I
like,
mean,
what
it's when you catch up with your friends. Like, when I was in Chicago, you're hanging out. I was hanging out with buddies that I've been friends with since kindergarten. We get together, a couple times a year, and
Get some of those nachos going. Get
no, absolutely not.
No, I'm kidding.
No,
No, I'm not.
but I'll get regular nachos with the really bright orange cheese. Big fan. But yeah, I mean, you're gonna get ripped when you hang out with your boys,
Yeah.
and there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Is
We talked about that earlier. You're like, when I chill with
Yeah.
Kyle, we never get too loose, but you have that one.
yeah, and we can't. I mean, and he's a responsible citizen, so
Right. He's a father, business owner. He's your boss. Like he can't get.
he
drunk.
just I mean, he holds it. He just has. He never.
He's gonna
I've
get
never
out a
seen
lot.
it. I've never seen him out of hand. And I've known him since 2000.
You've never seen Kyle out of hand.
I mean, like in terms of no, like being
Streaking, running around naked.
No,
sucking-
I've never-
I'm just kidding.
no,
I'm
no.
just-
That you
I'm
have
not
those
even
friends
crazy.
that just hold it together. You know what I mean?
know. They've got good party IQ. They've got.
Yeah.
They know how to stay out of trouble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So, I was the complete opposite. of that. I'd be running down the street with no shirt on.
Yeah.
that type.
Yeah, when we all get super drunk, you kind of mold to like whatever group of friends are. Like, hey, like these are like the good drunks, the good kids. I can chill out tonight. And then it's like, oh, we're hanging out with the bad boys from growing up. Like, I'm gonna do something. To try to one up this guy or something.
Oh yeah, I was never like that. It was
It
just
could lead us to
it's just silliness.
getting our asses kicked or something. Yeah.
But so am I from Chicago? No, I'm from Akron, Ohio. Gorgeous. Actually, Akron, I really enjoyed growing up there. It's a good place to grow up. A lot of good friends. Still really good friends. A lot of kids I grew up with there.
We're coming. It's 9:30, Emmett. You made it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I did. No, that was great. It was a good chat.
You made it, bro. Does anybody else have anything for Emmett? I'm like, speak now. Someone's writing like a 3-page paragraph. I'm like, all right, man. It takes them like 5 minutes
What do
to
you
write out.
think? What do you think?
What's up?
Man,
I really like to read
The
while I'm
internet.
at home.
the internet.
No, shout out to Aaron. I meant nothing by that. Just personally for me, I'm not going to be able to read or watch Broken English, Pinky,
Peaky.
and I'm not going to understand what the dialogue any better. But I don't know. Maybe I should.
I mean, I have a hard
Study?
enough like time concentrating
as is.
when I'm sober. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
But-
drink like a glass of red wine, sit down, and see if maybe the story gets more interesting, or the information gets more interesting, or
I mean, I'll drink when I'm watching movies for sure.
yeah.
Like
can't
you
do
know,
it.
I'll have a cocktail with if we're
I'll do
putting
it
a
on
movie
like
on.
a date night. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Right, I just want to do it by myself. All right, question
No.
from the Bruce Show. How do you keep such a luscious beard?
I don't do anything.
No beard balm?
In high school,
I'm with Petey.
in high school, if you had any facial hair, they would give you a razor from the office, and you'd have to shave with it.
Oh, private school boy.
Yep. Catholic school. Yeah.
So to VC, I hear there are a lot of potatoes in Ohio. I thought that was Idaho.
I think it is Idaho. Ohio has a lot of soybeans and corn.
Hey, El Camino, Mas Largo, you better be drinking for us, man. Just because we're taking the night off, we've been carrying you guys for years. It's time for us to chill out and El Camino to carry that torch. Peaky because pikey is racist. Okay. I think you just tried
Well.
to say something. Yeah.
So
But any which way, man.
What's your deal with the streams going forward? Are you
I want everybody to not be a member because I can't. It's not going to be on a Wednesday. And here's my thing. Here's my life in 2 minutes. So when I was in San Diego, there was no way on planet Earth that I was ever going to be able to buy a house. It wasn't even in the conversation. I just thought that I was going to live in San Diego and just rent with roommates forever. That was my life. And then I came out to Asheville, and you guys screwed my whole world up because I was like, I like it better out here, and it's way cheaper. So when I was in San Diego, I didn't care about like saving up money or working W-2 jobs. I was like, I can just do my YouTube bullshit and then pour beer a couple nights a week, and I can, live this life. But I came out to Knoxville, and they're like, oh, you need 2 years of W-2 income. And I'm like, I've got like 1099, I've got like 4 things, and it wasn't like enough money, but it was like a consistent 2
right?
years. But they're like, no, we need like W-2. Like lenders want W-2. They don't want 1099. They don't want cash. They don't want weird stuff. They want one W-2. So I was like, if I'm looking back, I was like, I shouldn't even done Homebrew for Life. I should have been working on like McDonald's those last 2 years, and I'd own a house by now. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah.
It's all good though, man. I just I put a lot of my time and my chips into Homebrew for Life a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And I was getting that COVID money too. We were getting like $1,500 every 2 weeks. So it was like everyone's milking that because they didn't want to have to go back to and work a real job. But I was already working harder at YouTube than most people were at their jobs. So I was like, I'm going to drag this shit out and not get the W-2 money. And it all is just kind of biting me in the ass right now. And that's,
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel
that was it, man. That's,
well, I feel like views are down across the board on YouTube, Like, I don't think it's just, I just feel like, well, people aren't home. They're out doing stuff. So I feel like,
true. Yeah,
like not just homebrewing channels, but like other channels I watch, I'll notice, the views aren't as high as they were. But, I'm sure other channels are picking up. I don't know. But
I don't know, man. I just feel like is YouTube in a weird spot? Is there a lot of competition with something? Because I just get emails all day like, hey, start making YouTube Shorts,
They're
like,
pushing YouTube Shorts so hard.
Why do you want us to make YouTube Shorts?
Right.
Because you don't
Yeah.
have to pay us ad revenue. So
I mean, do people watch them? Because like I hate that they even show up on my feed on my phone.
dude, they show up first now. I was
Yeah,
like,
and then they show up like 4 times. There's like double rows now on my app. I'm like,
I think
so they're and we get those emails too. They're like, hey, make shorts, like, and you know they're pushing them.
there's rainbows and stars and hey creator, like
right,
you know,
and which means they're definitely pushing them. Which to me, it's like the thing I love about YouTube is it's longer form content.
Yes.
Like, and that's what it's always been. It's like, dude, there's so many other platforms for short form.
Right.
Like, it doesn't fit inside the ecosystem, in my opinion. Or they should at least have it like almost like a separate tab. Like, 'cause it drives me nuts. So
so what I do when I go to the gym,
but I think younger kids watch it. I don't know. I have no idea.
But what's the deal? Is it just trying to get rid of TikTok? Is it trying to get everybody off TikTok so YouTube
Google
can be the mothership again?
Google starts and stops so many programs. It's insane. Like, if you look at, I forget what the website is, but it lists like all the software they used to offer that, you know, they've discontinued support for like over the years.
Sarah VC knows what's up. YouTube is trying to take the momentum from TikTok. I think Turquoise Nation is exactly right.
But I don't think they have a chance. Like,
if they
I mean,
push
Google's
it hard
huge.
enough,
If they'll just switch it just to short form.
But if they push it hard enough and everyone is making YouTube short content, more content than TikTok, YouTube wins because you keep people on that app more.
Yeah, but I have no idea how it works in like terms of monetization or anything. So
I watch a lot of shorts, man.
But like when do you make shorts?
I just made a short. It was like me unboxing mayonnaise or ranch. It was just something.
Oh, I did see that.
You watched it?
Yeah.
I never watched shorts. I never.
You're like, I think it was mayonnaise, and that's awesome. But like, how do you even monetize that on your end?
You don't, but it's a tricky thing too, because every day or every time I'm at the gym, I was at the gym this morning and I get on the Stairmaster, I get on some elliptical machine that has YouTube on it. It's got some apps on it. And
cool.
And I want to see what's on the homepage, and it's never shorts on just the homepage. If you go to youtube.com, but if you search stuff now, how to make beer, how to brew beer, how to make cider, sometimes the shorts show up on the first page of the search results, and then the longer form videos are underneath that. So they're trying to do something with shorts. Like your people are getting
I feel
views, but they're not getting ad revenue. But
that's the thing.
But there's no ads on shorts either. You click on a short and you're on it.
Right.
So I think it's solely just to monopolize TikTok.
And I feel like shorts have a place
Stephen Platts.
for like answering questions. Short could be nice because like sometimes you're like, hey, what is this? And it's like a guy explaining something for 10 minutes where like someone in a short can explain it in like 30 seconds.
Dude,
like to me that's like a beautiful thing.
That was my problem when I made that video for Inkbird, when they were like, we want a 10-minute video, and I was like, you guys need a YouTube short. This isn't an iOS. This isn't a new version of Windows. Like, you're talking about setting an alarm, dude.
Right.
And they wrote me back and they're like, hey, can you take out all that irrelevant shit and just make it like a real video? And I was like, how the hell do you make a 10-minute video?
Did you not watch any video on my channel before you sent me this?
I didn't know that Inkbird was from China till like the 4th email. I didn't know they got YouTube in China. I thought they had their own YouTube out there. But after they were like, hey, can you just redo this whole video and get rid of all this nonsense stuff? I just wrote back. I said, you guys need to watch people's channels, because different channels, whether it's homebrewing or whether they're all tying shoelaces for or unboxing toothbrushes, there's going to be different paces and different lengths and different B-rolls, or some guys are going to be just sitting there. You know, I put a pace on the video like an ADD, like ADD went so far, you have to be laser focused. Like, you have to be off your phone and closing other tabs. Boom, 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 boom. And some guys will just sit there and just kind of, hey, what's up? Welcome to my channel.
Right.
Be sure to smash the like button.
Yeah, you're not that guy.
It's a completely different.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But
that's what I'm saying. Like, they reached out to you.
Yeah.
and you put out the video. It's like, no, this is what you told. This is what I do, and you came to me. So
And I looked at the contract.
it's just hilarious. That was a good video. I mean, it really was.
Appreciate that, bro.
It was funny yet informative.
What up, Sparger?
Like, it's a controller. Like you said, like
this is perfect for a YouTube short.
right,
You know,
100%.
Even 10 years ago, when you could just sit and talk and not edit on YouTube, and people had bigger attention spans, you still don't need a 10-minute video on an Inkbird. There's nothing like, what else can an Inkbird do besides temperature control for brewing?
That's all they do.
Food, reptile, like I talked about that shit in the video.
Yeah, you're like you can heat up your snake tank.
Yeah, and then like use a clip from like Ice Cube from Anaconda. Like,
Yeah.
No, but
sweet.
that's one of these things I do love about Homebrew for Life is I've created my own little world. You know, where a company.
Well, I think what you need to do is just have fun with the channel.
Yeah,
because you're a funny dude and your videos are great.
You're
like,
a funny dude.
And like they don't need the like if you're burned out on brewing or whatever, dude. Like people will watch. They're not watching the videos because you're brewing beer. Trust me. People are watching at this point. People are watching the videos because you're making videos. So like you could honestly probably put a video out on whatever an air conditioner. You know what I mean? Like, and people would watch it because they're not like we're not tuning in. Like I could give two shits about the beer you brewed. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm more interested in like the fucking
the dick off shit.
Meme and the just the random the storytelling that you're saying to get to. You're just using the beer as an excuse to be funny and tell a story.
Yes,
that's all that's all the beer is, right? To me, like that's how I see it. Because you could substitute beer with whatever, and it's still going to be you making me laugh. You know?
Appreciate that, but you still want to make good beer, especially when you're by yourself and you have 5 gallons. If you have mediocre beer, you really have a problem. You know?
But I'm saying like it doesn't even have to. It doesn't have to be beer. It could be whatever.
Yeah,
you could be reviewing action figures, I don't, whatever it is, or video games, and it would be funny to me.
Appreciate that. Yeah. No, I think that like as far as homebrewing goes for me, Emmett, like I've got nowhere left to go. Like I don't want to open up a brewery. I don't want to win a blue ribbon or a medal. Right. Somebody the other day commented from an old video back there like, "Hey, you should brew a brown ale." And I'm just thinking, I was like, what the fuck am I going to do with a brown ale? I don't want to brew it. I don't want to make.
You don't want to drink it.
I don't want to drink it.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
I like a brown ale, but maybe 1 or 2.
I've probably got 5 brown ale videos on the channel. Like I'm not gonna make a brown ale.
Right.
Like if anything, I'm gonna make like a peanut butter and jelly beer, or like a carne asada fries beer.
Right.
Just go full Doritos with beer.
Right.
Beer's gonna become Doritos from here on out. Like the.
I mean, I feel like. I don't know, because we went through that like slushy, fruity, slushy IPA or whatever that was. I feel like that phase already like
IPA.
I'd drink it. I'd eat it.
Sour cream and onion pale. Beer's gonna go the way of Doritos. It's just gonna be so outrageous. People are like, "What? That can't be a real thing." Peanut butter and jelly beer. Oh, I have to try that now. Because me and Kyle were talking about this. People like all these breweries that are still trying to reinvent the wheel, or what's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over, which is like me doing grain to glass videos. And they're like, "Hey, we're going to have the perfect hazy. We're going to have the perfect West Coast IPA." Dude, we've had thousands of good hazies and West Coast IPAs. But if someone comes out with like sour cream and onion or green onion beer, you're like, "Oh, I have to have that now."
But I mean, it's like every few years there's a new style that's the new hotness. I mean,
peanut butter,
which is good because it pushes it,
Yeah, I'll send you guys some too.
And if it's sour cream and onion, I'm in, man. I love sour cream and onion.
Because in your mind, you're like, "There's no fucking way. Like, there's no way." And
if it's good, and
if it's good, you're telling everybody about it. You're telling everybody about it.
I mean, that is the beauty of brewing. Like, people are pushing it because you have to. I feel like to stay relevant, right? Or you're just good at your thing you do, and you do that, and you do it well, and you have a good audience.
The future of beer is Doritos. Like, how did Doritos come up with their shit? We're gonna have tortilla salsa, and then we're gonna mix it with like ranch, like ranch.
Cool Ranch. They have like so many flavors I'm not even aware of, you know?
That's how craft beer is going to stay alive. It's going to go Doritos.
I mean, yeah, we'll see what happens. I think, you know, they'll make beer. I'll drink it.
What if Doritos came out with a beer?
I'd buy it.
I'd buy it for sure.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I love Doritos. They're delicious.
Buffalo chicken, Cool Ranch IPA. Come on down.
But what I'm saying is,
The Brew Show's trolling.
keep making videos. They don't need to be grained to glass.
Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I can promise. Because I was kind of in a, I hate the word depression, but I was like, a couple months ago, I was like, dude,
it's called burnout. And just,
it's called burnout. Like I said, there's 4 things that happen to beer channels. You die, you adapt, you come out with a product, you start a brewery. You stop making videos. And you just go on with your life. That's you die.
Yeah. The channel dies. Gotcha. Yeah.
I don't think that Pro Subscriber
I've seen
I don't think
so many of them over the years, you know.
Short circuited.
Barbecue
Larry, you know.
Yeah.
So I think in the name of the game is just to copy all the brew shows, channels.
Dude, you should just brew his exact beer the week later.
Dude, and it's so funny because I loved the Brew Show's last video with the A to Z. I thought that was one of his better videos. And it's like we talked about earlier. It's like the videos you put your time and effort into don't do shit. And then my cider video is getting the most views right now. I think it gets like 200 or 300 views a day. It's the only fucking video on my channel pulling in subscribers. Cider.
Yeah. Dude, a lot I was looking at cider videos.
What does it have?
Recently, and there's some cider videos out there with like millions and millions of views, and they're like not great cider videos.
Here's what I do know about the alcohol industry. I think girls drink cider. And me and Kyle were talking about this. If you can sell your product to a girl, you've pretty much made it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if girls don't drink craft beer, girls love this peanut butter and jelly thing. Like, girls.
I mean, the girls I hang out with drink beer, though.
Not really. I mean, I'm not saying your specific group of,
right.
You know, but if you were to go into any brewery right now and look at the ratio, I'd say it's what, about 8-2, 9-1.
I feel like I don't know. I bet it's higher than that here, but it's a lot of tourists too. You know, so it's couples and stuff like that.
Right.
I'll pay.
Locals are all guys.
I'll pay attention. Saturday.
Look for
when I go out.
I
don't pay. I don't really pay. Things. I don't pay attention, man, because you know I'm there. I don't know. I'm in my own little bubble. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would say I know the seltzers are big with men and women. I have some, you know, buddies that.
What's a girl dominated drink?
I would think
wine,
but
skinny girl margaritas.
I mean, vodka soda.
Vodka tab, vodka soda.
I'm a vodka soda boy.
Where do you think hard seltzer falls in the line? Do you think that's 50-50? Do you think that's way more females?
I don't know.
I know a lot of guys that love that shit.
I do. I think I know more guys than the women that drink that.
Maury always.
And the thing is, like, I have friends that'll drink 12 to 14 of them in a day.
Right. You're not even
but it's not beer. So like, you know, but it's kind of concerning at the same time. So I'm like, you just had 15 ciders in 9 hours.
Yeah.
Like that's still 5% beer. You know?
We're on a rock climbing, jumping, or a cliff diving festival. How are you getting home? Are you driving? What's your deal?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm excited to see what you do. I hope you get through the funk and push through.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I will always put out YouTube videos, but I'm gonna put them out. If I'm single, Emmett, I will put YouTube videos out to the day that I die. Some people like putting their families on Instagram and Facebook.
No.
Some people sing songs and put them on Spotify. I love YouTube production.
Yeah.
I love YouTube production.
Yeah.
If I'm dating a girl and it's going to be a problem with the relationship, again, you're just going to see more time off. I'm just not going to put another girl through like, hey, we have one day off. It's like, okay, that's our day off.
Right.
There will not be a video this week. We are going to the park. We'll go feed some fucking ducks.
Do whatever. Yeah.
We'll go pet some.
But I think, I think that's just,
pet some alligators. Yeah.
That's just a good thing to do, to take that time. But if you enjoy it at the same time, there should be a compromise where it's like, hey, I know you really enjoyed doing this thing.
Right.
Like, why don't you do it? Here's your time to do it. And because I think that's fair as well. Like, it's like a thing you really enjoy doing and you're passionate about, I think it's I think it's unfair for someone, just because you're in a relationship, to be like, you can't do this thing.
Yes.
So, there's a compromise with everything, obviously.
There's a compromise with everything.
And you were probably like, I'm doing this every day.
Well, here was my thing, Emmett. So the last girl I was dating was a teacher who's up at 6 a.m. and gets off at 4. I pour beer from 5 to midnight every night.
Right.
We have Sunday off. And she's like, hey, let's go watch Barbie or watch Oppenheimer or whatever. I'm like,
right.
I'm following my YouTube dream, like, don't you want me to be, it's like the most selfish and scumbag thing to do. So you pretty much can't date.
Right.
But in a perfect world, I buy a house and I don't have to work 5, 6, 7 shifts pouring beer or bartending. I bartend 2 nights a week and I pour beer 3 to 4 nights a week. And then I can go back to just maybe 2 or 3, maybe get a little bit more emphasis on YouTube, get a little bit, those those last couple of videos were sponsored. I had like Inkbird, Yakima Valley, and somebody else, and Anvil, like back to back to back to back. So I was getting,
which is sweet. Yeah,
which is sweet. And like today, I was getting hit up. Anvil wants to do another video,
dude.
And there was this new Cheez-It company. They were like, and it was
100% get on that.
It was a real video. It's not Cheez-It, it's cheese something else. But they were like, hey, CH and Maury, we love your channel. You guys make beer. Here's a good beer food. It's not just like, dear YouTube creator.
Yeah. So it's like they actually watch your content.
Right. That's the Brucho's joke. He's like, you got to write back like, dear business owner. Thank you. It's so copied, pasted. It's such a bot.
Right.
But I love like the idea of like, just being in your own little world where someone's like, hey, I'll give you $500 to, or I'll give you free product. I'm like, well, no, it's like this. And they're like, well, we only have this. I'm like, well, it's not happening. Like, well, we can only do like this much. I'm like, well, you're only getting about 10 seconds. I love that. Like this little,
dude, if you can make sponsorships work, I mean, that's the way to go. Right.
Oh yeah.
You're going to make that money's instant versus, waiting on the AdSense.
The name of the game is to do sponsorships, but do them where they're like low enough money where you never have to go to small claims court. So somebody gets like fucked over, the brand's just over it. They're like, hey, we lost like $2,500 and like that's it.
Right.
And I'm pissed off and I'll give you my 10 revisions or whatever.
But I mean, and typically like if it's that much money, I'm sure they're going to want
claims court. Yeah.
they're going to want to see they're going to want to see a preview, but
yeah, well, that was the problem with Inkbird because I was like, hey, let's do a Zoom meeting. And they're like, we just don't do that. And I hit up Kyle. He's like, every brand I've worked with from China, we've never, ever had a meeting or a Skype or a Zoom. You're literally just like throwing a check as a Hail Mary and hoping that it happens. And I was like, well, now I'm going to flip the script,
Like, just throw it out there.
You're going to throw me the money and I'm going to fucking make some weird video.
Yeah, I mean that's it, man. Like
I will never stop making it.
Good.
I would like to come to Asheville and maybe make 3 or 4 videos with you guys, maybe a year. In one day, Emmett, I'm going to show up.
In one day, dude.
3 or 4 videos.
I'm so like tired from making cider for 4 days. Like I'm like, oh god.
No, but the thing Kyle and I had worked on was we're going to shoot a video, and I'm going to make a video for you guys. I'm going to edit it for him, and in return, we're going to film a video in this new format at Clawhammer, and I thought it'd be cool to have the Clawhammer in the background. And just like beginners bartending or top 5 easy drinks.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
It's super simple to make. And that will be a video that I would love to make. I think that just with 3 angles and decent audio, I could chop it up in the first 30 seconds. I mean, there's so many good movies you could steal from that have, so many good cocktail scenes from, Cocktail, Jack Nicholson drinking in The Shining, where the guy tells him that his money's no good, everything. And then, I could take that video and I could just go home that day and start editing it. Like nothing's got to
Right.
ferment. Nothing's got
Right. Exactly.
So it's just shit like that like you need. And, just little videos like that can just, keep the morale going. I mean, I don't know. It could bomb or whatever. But I think that like, I'm going to try
Just throw stuff at the wall
throw
and
shit
see.
at the wall, man. Throw jizz
Yeah,
at
if
the
it
wall.
fails, who cares?
Yeah,
Make
for
another
sure.
one, right?
Yeah. No, I hear you, man. But Emmett, next time you do the stream with me, let's fucking drink some beer.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Deal?
Yeah, I'm pretty tired.
No, I know. It's 10 o'clock in my world. But I want to appreciate it. If you guys have any questions for Emmett, just put them in the comments section. This stream doesn't have to come down. Even though I fucking hate Kyle Brown with all my heart. He's a piece. No, I'm just kidding. This stream is staying up. Emmett, thank you so much for everything, man.
Yeah, dude.
We'll put some content out and
yeah, we'll be putting some stuff out here sooner or later.
yeah,
So
keep us posted on the fermenter. And the next time Kyle's got to come into Knoxville to pick up his never-ending Mercedes SUV windshield problem, cruise in with him. And even if it's for the day, I could show you guys a couple breweries in town. That'd be pretty cool.
that would be sweet. Yeah.
All right, brother.
We'll figure it out.
Any
All
last
right,
word?
everybody.
Do you want to follow Emmett on Emmett_Leahy or
Follow me on MySpace.
OnlyFans at Luscious
On-
Beard
on Friendster.
for life. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Emmett, I'm just going to kick this whole thing off, man. We don't need
Cool.
to talk after this, right? It's getting
No,
late.
I'm gonna go home and go to bed.
Okay, Emmett, I'll text you in the morning.
All right.
By in the morning,
See ya.
I'm going to text you in like 2 minutes. Thank
All
you,
right.
everybody.
See you guys.
Thanks for being here, guys. Have a good night. Peace out.
Bye-bye.